Hello and welcome to Basic Yoga with the intention of coming into a forward bend called seated forward fold or pachimottanasana, where we stretch out the entire back side in a pretty deep forward bend. Of course, there's different layers to it. And I wanted to share this practice with you because I think it goes really well with my Yin Yoga practice that targets the small intestine. So this will be a little bit more upbeat version of the Yin Yoga, or like a lot more than the Yin Yoga version. So thanks for joining me, and let's take a comfortable seat on our yoga mat or whatever you're practicing. We are going to start with one round of fire breath to get the flow pumping through the body and get a little invigorated and to get the pathways to open up for us. So let's take the hands, arms, and spread them out like wings. And it's nice to remember that the lower small intestine, it does run in the back side of the body from the sacrum up alongside the spine and out the back of the arms. So this works really well for that as well, to kind of fire it up a little bit. So let's take the arms out, take your 4 fingers in, thumbs up towards the sky, and we'll take 3 nice, even ujjayi breaths, or just nice breaths, even breaths, however you'd like to, as we sit here together. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. All the way out, and inhale again, and exhale, and then we inhale halfway in and pump the breath in the belly for 30 times. Inhale and start pumping. Now exhale all the air, thumbs together above. Hold it, hold the breath out. And exhale, release all the way down. Let's take our hands to our heart and join our voices in an Om. Take a big inhale. And release the hands and come into all fours, please. Hands and knees and toes tucked under. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Shoulders and wrists are stacked. And we arch the spine up towards the sky. Expand into the back body, into the middle back, upper back, shoulders, and then exhale, hollow the upper arm bones, and exhale, expand the back body, and inhale, and exhale, expand the back body, and coming back to neutral spine, take your right leg out, take your left arm forward, and we'll do a couple of elbows to knee. Take the elbow to the inside of the knee, and we'll continue to expand and open up to the back body and hug the front side of the spine. And exhale, inhale, exhale, and 2 more. And bring it back out and switch sides. Take your left leg out and your right arm forward, elbow to knee. Moving the breath to bring some more spaciousness to the back side of the body, from the bottom of the ribs all the way up towards the neck. 1 more and bring it back out. Hands to the floor. Take your forearms to the floor, palms together. Tuck the toes and come into a half down dog with palms together and open up in towards the shoulders. Come up high on the toes, bend your knees and stretch in towards the whole back side, from the hips to the shoulders. Move and groove a little bit, wiggle and jiggle this way and that way into the side of your waist. And exhale, take back down. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the hands. Come to your toes, pedal your heels down, whatever floats your ankles and the calves, knees and hips. And come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, come forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky, come all the way up to standing. And widen your feet, yoga mats width apart. Take your arms out and inhale, take them up towards the sky and find your fingertips and touch them lightly together. And bend your knees and hinge your hips so that you have your hips and your ankles stacked above and below each other. And then from there, find all four corners of your feet. Bend your knees, stretch your arms, lengthen, decompress the lower back so that you have a nice, big, wide open, spacious feeling into the back body, which will include a whole lot of hamstrings firing up and opening up. And we just keep kind of lowering a little bit by bit, breath by breath. Maybe to a 90 degree, maybe you still stay upright. Maybe you come all the way towards the floor, and we keep holding, we keep extending, we keep expanding into the back body by rooting down strongly, taking the fingers to the floor and stretching from your hips to your shoulders, to your wrist, and your lower back should feel nice and spacious from doing just that, decompression in towards the lower back with a functional forward fold. And then from here, take your feet wide apart, please. All the way wide apart. And hands to the floor, arch the spine. And bring it all the way back. And arch the spine. And bring it back. 2 more times, giving ourselves some good mobility into the spine. Some nice movement. And arching it all the way up. Coming into a neutral spine. Hands to hips. Elbows to sky, come all the way up to standing. Nice, take your right heel in, arms out to the side, bend your front knee and come into warrior 2. I'm just gonna pulse down and extend back up. And pulse down and extend back up. Kind of moving into the hips. So we're going from warrior to trikonasana. One more time, warrior, and take it back up. This time we're going to land down into warrior 2, forearm to thigh, sweep the left arm up and over, and take it all the way up and back. And we'll do that 3 times to really open the layers from the side body in towards the side of the spine, all the layers of the spine. One more time, arm up and over, take it all the way up and back. This time, take your fingers outside your shin ankle, left arm up and over. Full extension into extended side angle. Windmill your front arm and your leg, come into trikonasana, triangle pose. And from here, bend your front knee and make it all the way back up into warrior 2. Hands behind, interlace. Roll the shoulders up and back, bring the shoulders back, take your ears back, throat back, hinge and fold, moving in more to the shoulders, more to the hips. Arms can come up towards the sky, or they can stay on towards your sacrum. Breathing long from the waist to the shoulders, ears to shoulders. Take your hands to your hips, take your arms forward for supported side angle. Expand your back body. Bring a nice big curve into the back side of the body. And extend your front leg and take a supportive trikonasana. 2 straight legs, arch your spine. And then from here, come back into feet wide apart, hands underneath your shoulders. And we'll do another 3 rounds of extending and concaving, convexing our spine, articulating the vertebrae and the whole spine. And then slowly come back to center. Hands to hips, elbows to sky. Come to standing. Arms out to the side. Turn your left heel in. Come into warrior two. For a little pulsation into the hips. And extend your front leg. And bend it. And extend it. And again, we'll just keep that going. 2 more times, pressing into all 4 corners of the feet. And then from here, coming down into warrior two. And flip your left arm up and back. And forearm to thigh. Waking up to the side of the waist, into the deeper layers of the spine, to the layers of the hips. And we're just kind of flushing some energy through to prepare us for a nice, yummy forward bend. From here, arms to the side. Take your left fingers behind your shin, ankle, or you might bring in your block, or you might have your forearm on your thigh. Take the right arm up and over for extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. 1 more breath. And then windmill the right arm, extend your left leg, Trikonasana. Gaze up towards the sky, shoulder blades down on the back. And bend your front knee. Come back up into warrior two. Clasp your hands behind you. Take your different clasp here. See how that feels. Roll the shoulders up and back. Hinge and fold forward. Humble warrior. Expand the back body. Knit the ribs together. Maybe take your arms up and over. Top of the head towards the floor. Extend from your hips to your shoulders. From your ears to your shoulders. There's a nice elongation for the whole spine, for the whole back body. Take your hands to the sacrum, take your hands to the floor, and extend your arms forward, palms down, arch your spine, knit the ribs together. And take your hands maybe a little bit further in as you extend your left leg into a supported Trikonasana with your hands flat onto the floor. And again, arch the spine nice and strong. And slowly come back to the center and come to down dog, please. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal in towards the back of the legs, heels, ankles, knees, hips, lower back, and roll over to plank, please. And then we're gonna just take it all the way back to down dog, and maybe find a little extra space with each time that we come from plank and back to down dog. Using our abdominals nice and strong, inhaling and exhaling, bring it all the way back. And step your feet to your hands, please. Take your hands around your elbows, long spine, first forward fold. This one will be standing Uttanasana variation with hands around the elbows, where we get to sway side to side or make some figure eights, or simply just do small moves that takes it into places where you need to release tension. And gently hands to the floor. From here, take the feet maybe a little bit wider, and then we're just gonna sink it down into Malasana, into a squat, and extend it back up. And then we're gonna sink it back down and extend it back up, pressing through the feet, pressing through from the hips, through the legs, into all 4 corners of the feet, and we'll do 1 more. And taking it all the way back up. Downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come to all fours. Take your right leg out behind you. Take the knee to the chest. And bring it back out. Rounding the spine, knee to chest. Bring it back out. Knee to chest. And bring it back out, and we'll just keep that going for some nice flushing of the spine and Take it all the way back down. Switch sides, please. Left side, lift your left leg out, knee to chest. Bring it back out, knee to chest. And we just keep that going, hugging the front side in a nice strong way. One more, knee to chest. And taking it all the way back down. Find down dog, please. Extend from your hands through the torso, down into the heels. And reverse the energy flow from your feet, up the legs, down the torso, arms, palms. Step the right foot between the hands. Take a pause right here. Come up high on your back toes. Arms forward, pull the upper arm bones in. Take the arms up. We're going to bend down and extend. And bend it back down and extend. This will be like a little yoga in motion. And slowly extend and bend it all the way back down. Pull your right hip back, your left hip forward. Extend your arms and then exhale. Hands on each side. Coming to pachimottanasana, pyramid pose. This will take us a little bit deeper in towards our hamstrings, calves, more broadening into the back body and noticing how it just expands the back body by doing like an abdominal curl, folding forward, head towards knee. You might have hands on blocks, you might have hands on your lower back, on your lower leg. Yeah, so you might have a chair to have your hands on. Anything that works for you. Breathing, softening, opening up the back body, helping energy flow in the upper back. And gently hands to the floor, step it back, down dog. Left foot between the hands. Take a little pause, come up high on your back toes, lift the arms forward, plug the upper arm bones in, take your arms up to the sky. And then we'll bend a little deeper and extend and bend and extend and bending it and extending, and then we'll bend back down and hold it here and take your hands to the floor. Extend both legs for pachimottanasana, pyramid pose. Taking the head towards the knee by hugging the front side in super nice and strong. Push in towards the back heel. Take your head towards your knee. Abdominal curl in, expand the back body. Few more breaths right here. And hands to the floor. Step it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Excellent. Come down onto the knees. Take a anahatasana, a heart pose. Freeing up the space in the shoulders. You can have your head lifted, press your palms and hug the front side strongly in. And gently release. Downward facing dog again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come with your feet to the hands, please. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, Uttanasana. Hands to hips, elbows to sky. Press the feet. Come up to standing. Release the hands. Inhale. Take it all the way up. Side crescent to the left. Stretching to the right body. The right side of the body. The whole body is right. All parts of it. And slowly come all the way up and switch to the second side. And bring it all the way back up. Hands down, hands in our pretend pockets. And then we'll take the hips and take them forward just gently and expand the chest. Get a little counter stretch for our forward folds. And exhale, release, take it all the way back up. Hands to hips, roll the shoulders up and back, bend into the knees. Take peace fingers around big toes. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bend your elbows. Do abdominal hug in and expand the back body. Elbows out to the side. Long neck. Roll the shoulders up and back. Press into all the four corners of our feet. And slowly release. Hands to the floor. Sit all the way down and heels down. We're gonna do 5 rolls on our spine. Take the arms forward, heels down, toes up. By all means, support yourself with your hands or hands under your legs, anywhere where it works for you. And then we're just gonna take it down vertebrae by vertebrae and get some nice big articulation on the spine. Arms over, arms up, and rolling it back up. Coming up with your arms to the sky and keeping it going all the way up and over and bringing it up and arms to the sky. And again, we'll just keep it going 2 more times. Certainly it's easier to roll down than it is to roll up. For me, the lower back wants to come up like a big chunk. Want to make sure that we do our best to articulate all the way through the vertebrae. Last one, take it all the way up. And from here, we are gonna lay down on the back. So you might roll down, you might lay flat on down. Take your right knee into the chest. Hug your knee to chest, extend your left leg. Breathing, all the layers. Take your right leg up towards the sky. Hands around the hamstrings. This is a great option. You can stay right here. Feels really good to anchor the femur into the hips, adjusting the lower back. You could from here roll up and walk your hands up towards your ankle and take Supta Padangustasana, hand to big toe pose. I like to hold both hands around, but we can also take the head towards the knee. And you really use the abdominals, coil them in, stretch the back side of the body, the back side of the leg, spread your toes, skin to muscle, muscle to bone, and exhale, release, take it back down, bend your knee, and switch to the second side, left knee into the chest, and we're just gonna plug it in, plug the femur in towards the socket, and extend your left leg up towards the sky. Interlace your hands around your hamstrings. Walk your hands up towards your ankle, towards your foot. Hand to big toe pose or simply outstretched leg. Coil your body up. Hug your muscles into the midline. Skin to muscle, muscle to bone. It's like a big abdominal curl, and extend out through the toes at the same time. Breathing. And then exhale, roll it all the way back down, hug your knee in, and extend your legs forward. Bring your knees into the chest, hug them all the way in, and we're gonna roll them back down. Just a few pulsations of energy, hugging it all the way in, feet together, knees into the chest, kind of rolling through the hips. And we'll do one more. Bringing the legs all the way in and taking it all the way back out. Come back to bending the knees. So a few more before we come to our seated yummy forward fold to extend the whole back body. Take the arms up and hook your heels. Walk them out a little bit, toes up. We're gonna do our reverse curl up and hands around your hamstrings. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, bring it all the way up. From here, bring your knees together, legs off, and hands underneath your legs, underneath your knees, somewhere it's comfortable. Abdominal curl, and this might be a perfect place to be. Maybe it feels okay to take your arms out to the side. Maybe it feels okay to take your legs up towards the sky. And then from there, take it all the way back down. And then we'll stretch the legs forward. And you might take something to sit on underneath your legs. And we're going to fold forward. We'll take a few different forms of it. Take the inner thighs wide back and apart so that we're sitting onto our sit bones. Take your arms up to the sky. This can be perfect right here for our seated forward fold. You might round your spine. You might secure your spine by pulling muscles into the midline. You can take your hands to the floor. You can take your hands underneath the knees. Some of you are going to walk your hands forward, and you might take your hands on the outside of the feet, like the lateral side of the feet by the pinky toe side, and inhale from there and exhale, bending forward. You might feel better to sit up tall. You might take your peace out fingers around our big toes and inhale, long spine. There should be a nice feeling in the back of the legs from here. And we have to open the back of the legs to be able to open the back of the lower back area. Hamstrings and lower back kind of go hand in hand. So maybe we'll stay here. Maybe we'll take the elbows to the side. Maybe with each breath, we might fold forward. And remember to spread the toes. We hug skin to muscle, muscle to bone. And we'll take it to where it feels like a good place for us to fold forward. Breathing, opening up pathways in the back body, opening up pathways in the whole spine, freeing up stagnation in the lower back, middle, upper back, and slowly bringing it all the way back up, bit by bit, hands up to the sky, and then hands down to the side. And then we'll see how it feels to take a seated, forward folded, upward motion pose. So again, take your hands around your big toes and hoist your legs off the floor. And it's the same shape as our boat pose we were earlier with our hands underneath. So if you need to take your hands underneath your legs, take your hands underneath and support yourself here. It's perfect. And this is great right here. Maybe the next step is to hug the midline and extend the legs up to the sky. Pull the upper arm bones in and extend legs, feet away from the peace fingers that are holding on to the big toes. You can stay right here. You can bend your elbows and lift a little more in towards the legs. There's a lot of hugging in towards the midline. There's a lot of lifting. There's a lot of anchoring. There's a lot staying all the way centered. And exhale, release. Bending it back down and extending our legs all the way down, taking downward facing dog, which will be a nice kind of opening for the hips. Come to tabletop, and we'll just flush anything that we loosened up in the hips. We'll make sure that we open pathways for it to go out the leg energy pathway. So we'll take the right leg out to the side and around and make hip circles. Moving anything that we lifted to the surface up and away. And second rotation. Moving it around, breathing, checking in with our hips if there's any spots that we need to breathe extra into. Second side, come to your right forearm, come up on your left fingers, left leg out to the side, and make circles with the hip, with the knee, big circles, moving around, breathing. And second side, just change the rotation. And one more lap, and then slowly coming all the way back down. And we're gonna come and take a comfortable seat from here. I hope your lower back feels great, and your hips feels good. Your shoulders should feel a nice open feeling. And we'll take our one round of fire breath to close up our practice and lift whatever we have to the surface, burn it off with our fire breath. So let's take the arms out like a nice big extension from the heart, from the lungs. And today it also has an intention of a extension for our small intestine meridian that runs on the back side of the body, out the back side of the arms to the fingers. Thumbs up, 4 fingers in. We'll take 3 ujjayi breaths, and then we pump our breath for 30 times in the lower belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale halfway in and start pumping. Exhale all air. Hold the breath out, thumbs together overhead. Full purification, elimination. And exhale, take it all the way back down. And hands to the heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this basic yoga flow into forward bend. I hope it feels good for you and your hips and your back, and you feel relaxed and updated, kind of updated in the different levels from the deepest out to the outer energy fields. And I hope that your day is really good after this. And I would like to close our practice with an Om. Let's take a nice big inhale. Release the hands in your lap. You might sit upright for your Shavasana. You might lay down for 5 to 7 to 10 to 20 minutes in your Shavasana with a cozy blanket and take your rest there. You might sit here with me and simply let the spine be clean and clear from the seat up to the top of the head. And I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Namaste.